We're getting you a jump start on holiday shopping to get you the best deals, and today we're going to be talking about our favorite used gear, and we'll be taking you through vintage film cameras, vintage lenses.
I have a gadget I have never shown off before, but it has completely changed how I shoot and allowed me to use really inexpensive lenses with pro results.
All of this is brought to you by our sponsor, KEH. All of this gear is available there. They have a 180-day warranty, so anything that you buy, if something goes wrong, they're going to take it back. They check all of the gear, so it's rated when you buy it. Also, they have a generous 21-day return policy, and also we have a coupon for 5% off when you buy or sell your gear. So
and in the description, you can enter to win a $500 gift card. KEH is used gear with all the benefits of buying new, except for lower prices. So check them out right now. Thank you, KEH. When Black Friday does come around, circle back to this video and check the description, and if they have a special, we'll link to that there.
I think I would pull the trigger now, though, because this stuff goes fast. Let's start with one of our all-time favorite. It's a Mamiya RB67. You can slap a Polaroid back on it, and you get studio-level Polaroid photos, and we've done that, and it's really fun.
Can I show you how it focuses? Yeah. The lens is not focused. You turn this dial here and it moves the entire lens outward. How cool is that? And the viewfinder, now you can look through there and everything is backwards. It's this sort of difference from your daily workflow that really inspires creativity. And that's one of the reasons I love this camera so much. People drool over like the Fujifilm medium format cameras, but this medium format is like 4 times bigger than those. That's a real medium format at a really good price at KEH, so check it out.
If you want to get into film and you don't want to go with the big medium format, they have a huge selection of film cameras. Like, just for example, they have the Contax film cameras from the 90s, so you can get that vintage 90s look that's really in style right now.
I bought the Nikon F-Body. This is the camera that really changed history, that made the SLR overtake the Leica rangefinders of the era. And I just love it because look at this big ugly lump on the top that does like the auto exposure. I don't know, it's so beautiful and so ugly at the same time, and it gives you that real vintage look that everybody is using fake filters for. I just think they're so fun to use. You wind it, you snap it. Oh, so satisfying.
You'll want to buy some film too when you do this, because you're going to be excited. You're going to go through a lot of it. If you're not the type of person who wants to mess with film, we have a way that you can get a really cool film look with all the convenience of a digital camera.
This is the TechArt adapter. It has no optics. It's about $400. KEH isn't selling this yet, but what it does is it unlocks all these old vintage lenses for you and gives them autofocus. So I can put this on pretty much any Sony camera. Full frame cameras are going to be best. And now I have auto exposure, sensor stabilization, and
autofocus.
Autofocus. It works just like that Mamiya did by pushing the whole lens in and out. Now this adapter adapts Leica mount lenses, but you can put on a second adapter to go from Leica mount to Canon or Nikon or Contax, or just about any lens mount you can imagine. And KEH does sell those second adapters. And these second adapters, they cost like $10 to $30. They're very inexpensive. So for example, here I have my grandfather's old lens. And a lot of us have gear from our grandparents that we inherited that we don't really get much use out of. Now I can get use out of this beautiful lens by putting on the Canon FD adapter to Leica M mount and then snapping it right on here. And now I can autofocus.
Some people would say you're not a purist.
You know what's so cool? The eye detect works. It finds your eye and snaps on with like a 50-year-old lens, and all the coolness that comes with that lens, the like natural chromatic aberration, the flaring, the distortion, the stuff that people simulate nowadays, the imperfections that make it feel real are accessible, and KEH literally has thousands of cool lenses. Some are like $10 to $20.
Yeah.
And you can use the modern workflow with your modern camera and get those vintage lenses. Here's one of my favorite. This is the fastest autofocus lens in the world. It's the TT Artisans 50 f/0.95, and it's not autofocus. That's the thing. Nobody's ever made a 50mm f/0.95 autofocus lens, but I can put it on here and autofocus with it, and I've been using it all week and absolutely loving it. Now, I don't have to shoot it wide open, But I grab that aperture ring, I dial it down to f0.95 for lots of character, or I dial it up for sharpness, and my pictures have had this really cool vintage look. I know I'm really glowing about this, but I love the fact that now I can go to KEH and buy thousands of different lenses and get any look I want for so little money.
And I love that idea that you could be shooting with a lens that no one else you know is shooting with and getting really cool results. And that's why I think it's really fun to shop used at KEH, get the vintage lenses, get the vintage bodies, and have extremely unique results. Now, if you're not into the whole vintage thing, they have newer gear too. They have the Canon R5 there right now. I think there's 2 of them. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to push this out. They have it for a really good price. If you want a newer body like that, you can get it. They have other newer bodies too. In fact, one of them is the Sony A7R III, which was my camera and my favorite camera ever for a couple of years. And I love that cameras are good enough now where you can get them when they're a few years old and they're still incredible, and KEH has incredible prices. They also have older bodies, which were the previous cameras that I shot with. They have the original Canon 5D DSLR camera.
Right now, under $200.
Under $200.
Full frame. It's a full, that is what we started our careers with.
Yeah, and
professional.
We're still selling stock photos that we took using this camera, so you can get professional results with a $200 body. And then, of course, they have the newer ones, like this is the 5D Mark IV, and that's available as well. You're going to get a great deal. You're going to have that warranty, that 21-day return period, so you can try it out. You cannot go wrong. But one thing I think people overlook, they're always looking at new bodies and lenses, and they forget to get new accessories, and KEH also has those. They have tripods.
I bought my Gitzo from KEH.
You can get it used, and it's like a fine carbon fiber tripod for a great price. And you can get flashes, so we have a Godox here.
The flashes completely change your picture, and this particular lens with the wireless transmitter, I think it was $35. And I checked, and I think they've already sold out. That's why you have to go there and buy stuff now, because it sells it. But check out any Godox flashes with the wireless transmitter. I promise it will do so much for your work.
We'll put links to all of this stuff in the description, even though it will probably sell out fast. If you're shy about buying a flash because you don't know how to use it, we have an entire flash guide teaching you how to use it and how to get the best light so that you don't get that harsh on-camera flash look. We got your back with that, so check out the description for that as well. What else, Tony?
So many people ask me what lens they should get for their mirrorless camera, because maybe they have a Nikon Z6 or a Fuji X-T2. And I have bad news. Those cameras, most mirrorless cameras in fact, don't do great for wildlife photography. The autofocusing just isn't great with those super telephotos. Here's what I tell them to do. Go to KEH, buy yourself a Nikon D500 or a Nikon D7500 or a Nikon D7200, and then get the Nikon 200 to 600 lens. You can get both of those together for under $2,000, what you would probably pay for just a lens. And you have a second body dedicated to wildlife that is a perfect wildlife setup with the optical viewfinder that has perfect resolution and absolutely no lag. That is how you should get amazing wildlife photos. And that was our professional wildlife rig for so many years. I recommend, my neighbor across the street bought one of these on a recommendation. This is exactly what I tell my closest friends to buy.
Yeah, I think that you can save a lot of money and get better results if you're a little more creative with your shopping. If you can't afford the latest and the greatest, or if you just want something new, it's just smart to go to KEH. I know people try to buy things at other places, which we've done. We've been scammed buying and selling through other places. I won't name names. KEH has you covered. They have the
Facebook,
warranty.
I will name all the names. Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor, Facebook groups. Any place you can sell stuff, there are scammers waiting for you.
It's not inspected. There aren't professionals making sure it's still working. KEH takes care of all of that. So go into our description down below. Look for any of this gear that you like. You can save 5% with our coupon code down there. And if you sell your used gear, there's a 5% bonus. Come back to this video on Black Friday. I want you to be shopping right away because it's going to sell out. But if you really need that extra deal that is probably available at that time, since everyone does that, come back here, and if it's there, we'll give you the extra discount. The other thing is, don't forget to sign up for the holiday giveaway for KEH, because they're going to give away a $500 gift card and like a goodie bag or something. So you'll want to check that out.
If you don't love it, you have 21 days to return it to KEH.
Yeah.
Or you keep using it and then just resell it to KEH and keep trading up. That's what we do. That's how we end up with so much gear. We keep trading up.
Yeah, we've got to actually trade up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. We'll be there too.
Happy holidays, and thanks for sponsoring us, KEH. In the comments down below, let me know what you found out there. What'd you buy?
Yeah, I want to know that too. And also you should buy yourself a present because no one ever knows what you want when you're a photographer. You're gonna get something general tech from your mother-in-law that is not anything to do with what you wanted. So I would just get yourself a gift right now. See you next time.